Konnichiwa and good afternoon. I thank you for your invitation to address this important forum. Although I'm unable to join you in person, I'm delighted to speak on India's role in an uncertain world. The world is definitely undergoing a flux driven by geopolitical, geoeconomic, and geotechnological developments. In the last 4 decades, economic and political rebalancing, accelerated by globalization, has been driving us towards multipolarity. Today, the global order is visibly under stress, with Asia and the Indo-Pacific very much part of this transformation. But it is not just change we are seeing, there is also much greater risk taking. It is visible in the conflict in Ukraine, in violence in the Middle East, and the disregard for international law and agreements in Asia and the Indo-Pacific. This has economic facets, perhaps even more concerning. The supply chain challenge, over-concentration stemming from globalization, and the use of economic coercion by states have put a premium on resilience and redundancy. Equally important is the technology challenge that has created a new level of interpenetration and interdependence. As a result, the era of AI, EVs, green and clean technologies have brought both hope and anxiety in equal measure. As both market shares and data harnessing are leveraged, national security has become crucial to many economic transactions. Asia, home to 3 of the 5 largest global GDPs, the second largest number of developing countries, accounting for about 60% of the global population and nearly 50% of the global trade, is deeply impacted by all these trends. But it is also an important player in it, being at the geographical, demographic, and increasingly economic center of Asia. India's choices will have increasingly important consequences. Under Prime Minister Modi's leadership, it initiated the Neighbourhood First policy for the subcontinent. This is a consultative, outcome-oriented, and non-reciprocal approach that has promoted regionalism by extending credit lines and grants. They have been used for road and rail connectivity, construction of transmission lines, improving border customs infrastructure, enhancing health, education, and women empowerment, and making provision of essential supplies by neighbors. India continues to focus on enhancing physical, digital, and people-to-people connectivity across the region, augmenting trade and development, and ultimately contributing towards building a secure and stable neighborhood. India and ASEAN are neighbors sharing millennia-old cultural and civilizational linkages. ASEAN is at the heart of our Act East policy that matured into a wider Indo-Pacific vision. We strongly support ASEAN unity, centrality, and cohesion. The trilateral highway from India to Thailand and beyond, when completed, will literally bring our regions much closer. Synergy between India's Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative and the ASEAN Outlook on Indo-Pacific provides a stronger framework for cooperation. India and ASEAN members also cooperate closely under various sub-regional mechanisms like the Mekong-Ganga Cooperation, the Indonesia-Malaysia-Thailand Growth Triangle, and the BIMSTEC. Friends, India's focus on its extended neighborhood is also expressed westward by intensifying cooperation with Gulf nations. These are today among our top trade, investment, and energy partners. Together, they host an Indian community of almost 9 million. They have also shown interest in partnering us in forward-looking infrastructure, technology, and energy initiatives. It is also noteworthy that the G20 New Delhi Summit in September 2023 saw the launch of the IMEC corridor that would link India to Europe through the Arabian Peninsula. This could help de-risk maritime shipping considerably. Similarly, India's extended interests now reach out to Central Asian states in the north and the Indian Ocean ones to the south. Its engagement with Africa has also intensified, especially along the East African coastline. Significantly, the International North-South Transport Corridor has made steady progress in providing an alternative channel to access Eurasia and beyond. The deeper solidarity with the Global South has also been notably expressed in India's diplomacy. By convening 2 dedicated summits in 2023 and taking up the African Union's cause in the G20, India demonstrated that it was willing to expend diplomatic capital for them. These sentiments are also supported by Indian development projects in 78 nations. Similarly, standing up for their interests on food, fuel and fertilizer access, complicated by the Ukraine conflict, has sent its own message. This, along with vaccine supply to 99 nations during COVID, has strengthened a bond that has larger political implications. Today, India seeks to lead by example. The ongoing Indian elections underline that democracies can really deliver. That delivery is seen in socio-economic benefits being efficiently distributed on an impressive scale. Whether it is digital delivery of public goods and services or ease of living, our startup and innovation ecosystem or ease of doing business, India is now racing to catch up even while seeking to leapfrog. Our infrastructure progress is also keeping pace. We are building 28 kilometers of highway every day, 14 kilometers of railway track daily, creating 8 new airports and on average 1.5 metros every year. Alongside, we have doubled the number of our technical and medical institutions. This is the India that seeks to attract more partnerships from Japan. The transformation of India is critical to strengthening multipolarity in Asia, itself a prerequisite for a multipolar world. India's growing weight will ensure that the overall balance in the world order remains in favor of freedom, openness, transparency, and a rules-based order. Equally, its greater sense of responsibility and more contributions are also making a difference. Indian naval ships are currently operating in the Red Sea to protect maritime shipping. India has been a first responder for natural disasters across the Indian Ocean, sometimes even beyond. Its initiatives, ranging from solar energy to disaster resilience and biodiversity, have been recognized across the world. India's approach to the uncertain world has been shaped by a broadening horizons, widening interests, and reformist agenda. We believe that a free, open, safe, secure, peaceful, prosperous, and stable Indo-Pacific is a necessary precondition for peace, security, and prosperity of the world. In that endeavor, the India-Japan Special Strategic and Global Partnership is a key factor. A strong relationship with Japan, built on shared convergences and common values, is in our mutual interest. De-risking the international economy by promoting more centers of production should be our main focus. This will ensure resilient and reliable supply chains while enhancing trust and transparency in the digital domain. We also have a common interest in creating connectivity flows that are truly market-based and multilateral. Our economies complement each other in many respects, and we must explore those opportunities more seriously. They span a wide spectrum from health and agriculture to technology and manufacturing. As the major economies of Asia, we also have a particular obligation to enhancing its stability and security. This is best done by building defense cooperation and interoperability and committing ourselves to supporting peaceful resolution of disputes and respect for international law, including the UNCLOS. We see alignment between India's Act East policy, Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative, and Japan's free and open Indo-Pacific vision, as well as our shared support for ASEAN outlook on the Indo-Pacific. Friends, the expanse of our bilateral partnership is today reflected in arrangements in areas such as industrial competitiveness, clean energy partnership, digital partnership, and semiconductor supply chains. They also cover infrastructure development, energy, space, food processing, science and technology, healthcare, wellness, and R&D cooperation. The challenge before us is to take full advantage of each of these opportunities. This will require deeper commitment, more efforts, and real perseverance. Japan has long been an important development partner for India. Its cooperation in recent years has also extended to our northeast. The landmark Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed railway project is making steady progress, perceived very much as a symbol of a new era. We have a shared objective to realize 5 trillion yen Japanese investment in India by 2027. Each of these facets are crucial to the further evolution of our relationship. While recognizing positive developments, we must also acknowledge that our trade and commercial relations remain well below potential. India's bilateral trade in goods annually is at $135 billion with the European Union, $118 billion each with the US and China, $84 billion with the UAE, and $66 billion with Russia. That with Japan remains close to $23 billion. Similarly, the progress in regard to deepening of investments has fallen short of expectations. More work is also required in supporting domains such as expanding Japanese language skills in India, increasing mobility of Indian skills and talent, growing the number of tourists, or ensuring serious educational exchanges. These are but some illustrations of what is needed to move to the next level. Looking ahead, the compulsions of a knowledge economy can also help drive that process. India is today consciously seeking to bring to bear its human resources more effectively on the global workplace. The Modi government is committed to making India a global hub for innovation, research, design, and engineering. Manufacture will remain a strong focus in its economic priorities, contributing to a strategy of embedding India more deeply in global supply chains. Japanese businesses, as a result, will have an opportunity to co-innovate, co-create, and co-produce in India for both domestic and global markets. There are particular opportunities in respect of critical and emerging technologies. Friends, 2023 was an important year for India and Japan as we chaired two key international groupings, the G20 and the G7. 2024 is also a landmark year as we mark the 10th anniversary of the establishment of India-Japan Special Strategic and Global Partnership. Our people-to-people relations are expected to get a boost through the celebration of 2024 as India-Japan Year of Tourism Exchange. Globally also, India and Japan are close partners in our efforts towards reformed multilateralism, including UNSC reforms. Our cooperation in Quad is a force for good, increasingly recognized by the world as such. Friends, in conclusion, let me reiterate that the contours of multipolarity are more visible today than ever before. The challenges facing the global order has only underlined the importance of cooperation and coordination among countries, particularly in Asia. India believes in moving forward through engagement and dialogue, multipolarity, and reformed multilateralism. We will work with Japan and our Asian partners to realize a secure, sustainable, and prosperous future of Asia. Thank you for your attention.